Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be going through some coins that I have recently been purchasing. There is some Royal Mint stuff and there's some other stuff which some of them I really like, and yeah, we'll get to those after the Royal Mint stuff. But it's been a very busy time for Royal Mint releases, and this isn't even everything I've ordered. There is I think 2 or 3 coin range releases which I've bought which haven't arrived yet, but it's getting to a bit of a critical mass, so I thought we need to get into this. Of course, these I have already opened them, taken out the invoices and had a quick check of the items that are in there, but we start with something that arrived a bit earlier than expected. I didn't think it wasn't supposed to arrive until the end of this month, and that is, of course, to get rid of all the boxes, Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. I really like this coin. I think it's really clever. Music Legends, my litmus test is, does it look like the band? Is it recognizable as the band or the artist without the name of the artist or band? And 100% that is. And again, there is a version with and without color. Again, a big test for me. Does it work with and without? And I think this one certainly does. I think it's a lovely design. It's a bit out there for the Royal Mint, isn't it? But no, very cool, very happy with these. I think it's a lovely continuation of the Music Legends series, and again has seen quite a bit of success. So that's brilliant on circulated colour and without. Moving on, we have, what is this? A 1 ounce silver proof. They used to do these in quarter ounces for the Music Legends, but they stopped doing the quarters. Here we go. Quarter ounce has colour on it. Now, my recommendation, this is purely on my own experiences, these capsules aren't always turned fully, so if we just, there, the slightest turn, that's less than a 5-minute turn if this is a clock face, for the ones that I have made that extra little turn for, they seem to tone a lot slower or don't tone, so that is my recommendation to you. So, silver proof, it's lovely, very nice. And we'll check what number we've got. Doesn't always matter, but it's nice to get a low number. 2277 out of a maximum mintage of £3,500. They're only making 3,510 of these coins. The extra 10 will go to the Trial of the Picks, which is an ancient ceremony that is run, I think it's goldsmiths that run it. They basically test Royal Mint coins to make sure they are the right purity, and the designs are all good. So yes, that's where the extra 10 have gone, and they do tend to then make them available to purchase, but I've not bought any Trial of the Pix coins because they are just a little bit not really for me. They're a bit battered and beaten, as you would expect, as people are handling them, testing them, examining them, and then there was also a little gold version. I can't stop myself with these. 1/40th of an ounce gold coin. They have taken that design and shrunk it down smaller than my little fingernail. As you can see, side by side comparison, I think that's so cool that all that intricate detail has been shrunk down to this size. Obviously, as I say, whenever I buy one of these, this is a terrible way to invest in gold. Don't buy this if you're trying to invest in gold. Buy some bullion. That's a much more sensible option. There are lots of these now, and I think I've got them all. Apart from, there was a 2015 Britannia that was a long time ago, but ever since the coronation, the coronation 50p had a 40th of an ounce of gold, but no, I think they're really cool. And again, an element of buying coins is the enjoyment of owning them, having them in your collection, and that's certainly the case for this. It's lovely packaging as well. Back to when, with these Royal Mint packagings, this used to all be unique to each design, whereas now it's a bit homogenous. It's got the same thing, title and a picture to the side, but I wish they were doing more unique packaging. Again, coin collecting, not packaging collecting, but that is what I would prefer. Okay, moving on. What have we got here? Ah, yes, another one that has been surprisingly successful, and that is the Princess Anne, not Queen Anne, not Prince Anne, not the Princess Grace, she's the Princess Royal. Queen Anne, £5 coin. First time that she has appeared on a UK coin. She's appeared on some other coins for other parts of the Crown Dependencies, territories and things like that. I think it's a lovely design. She's a popular royal as well. I don't think all of the king's siblings are going to get their own coins when they turn 75, but no, I think it's a really lovely design, and again has been quite a popular release. So it's always nice when that happens. And again, reaching out beyond just your standard coin collectors into people who are fans of Princess Anne or Iron Maiden or some of the other things we're going to get into, because coin collectors, we are going to buy the coins that we want anyway. You just got to let us know. To grow the hobby, the Royal Mint needs to reach out to other people that maybe aren't coin collectors but are interested in that topic or theme. This is the silver proof. Was this a £5 coin or an ounce? Yeah, it's a £5 coin. Again, just slight turn on that capsule just to seal it up. I think it looks better in BU, to be fair. Her portrait, at least. But no. And someone did comment that it's quite nice you have a brother and sister on a coin as well, which is kind of neat. But no. A lovely coin. An interesting person. A lot of people said it's a bit of a boring design, but I'm not quite sure what you do to make Princess Anne an exciting design. Like, the Iron Maiden design is an exciting design, but if you're celebrating Princess Anne, what do you do to make it a really exciting design? Actually, I think it looks better in person than it does through the camera lens. Well, she's looking a bit old and wrinkly through the camera lens, but in person it looks really nice. Must just be the light. But no. What number do we get? Triple digits, 783. Maximum mintage. Okay, so we've got a bit of a split here. So in this presentation, 2,025 of them, but there are 2,785 sets. I think, if memory serves, there were some sets which had this coin, but then some other coins in it as well, and that's where the additional 760, that's all right? Yeah, 760 must have gone to other sets, and of course, Trial of the Pigs. But no, lovely, lovely stuff. Let's pop this all together and out of the way. Moving on next. Might get a bit of deja vu on this one, because we have already seen this coin. 200 years of the modern railway. You see what I mean by the packaging? It's all homogeneous. You got title, picture, that's unique, but otherwise pretty bog standard. So yes, 200 years of the modern railway. This was in the annual set at the start of this year. But as most of the coins in that set are getting their own individual release throughout the year. But there we go. I do like a £2 coin. I do like the design. I think it's very, very nice. So that's the Brilliant Uncirculated. And moving on, we have Silver Proof. I do love a Silver Proof £2 coin. I think they look absolutely phenomenal. Bit of schmush just fell out there. So, here we have it. Oh, this capsule feels quite loose. Just give it a bit of more return. There we go. Look at the smoke coming out the top. They've done that in such a cool way. I think that looks amazing. Phenomenal stuff. Definitely a contender for coin of the year. I think that's a lovely design. Trains on coins always seem to do very well. Also, we had the Flying Scotsman last year, was it? And again, a very popular coin. So, thumbs up, because I think that's very, very nice. What number did we get? Another triple digit, 568 out of 4,000. So we're getting up there with the mintage figures. Maximum mintage 5,510. Of course, some of those silver proofs will go into the silver proof annual set, Trial of the Pigs, blah blah blah. You know that. I don't know why I keep labouring over that point on the certificates, but it's a question I always get asked. Okay, last Royal Mint box. You can tell it's been an expensive month or so, a couple of months. Oh, what's in there? This is actually a really interesting coin. So I didn't know about this. A friend of mine who's very good at persuading me to spend my hard-earned money spotted that some people were able to purchase this. It was available as Royal Mint Mark customers, and I accosted my account manager and said, can I please maybe have one? And and she very much obliged. But it's very interesting. Again, deja vu, because we've seen this coin before. But it's the Queen Mother, and it's a 1 ounce silver proof coin. So if we pop her out, again, give it a little twist. So this is part of the annual coin set. It was not scheduled to have its own individual release, and to get around that, I think they've done this as a 1 ounce coin rather than a silver proof £5 coin, because that's part of the draw. To buy that annual set, to buy the silver proof annual set, premium proof, whatever, is knowing that this coin wouldn't get an individual release. The only way to own it would be to buy that set, a bit like the Churchill £2 coin last year. So to get around that, they've released this as a 1 ounce silver proof coin. So if you'd bought the annual set, I imagine it would be a £5 silver coin, whereas this is a £2 version of it. Again, face values don't mean an awful lot on this kind of coin, because you're not spending these at face value there. The value is determined otherwise, but to be a coin it needs a face value in a place of a country of issuance, which is the UK. Face value on this one £2, as are the 1 ounce other coins. But again, as far as I was aware, these were not available to purchase on the Royal Mint's website. You had to have an account manager or buy from someone who bought it from their account manager. I got number 1155, presentation limit 1250. I thought it was going to be a bit lower than that, but there we go. That's the problem with the £5 coins. Every year I tell myself, right, Christopher, we're not buying £5 coins this year unless it's part of a set I already have some of and I've got to complete the set. But then I see mintage figures that are quite low and I go, oh, that's a bit of a no-brainer. Again, not that this is a £5 coin, it's a 1 ounce silver. But no, very cool, an interesting one. Once that I'm intrigued to watch to see whether it sort of gains a bit of traction, a bit of interest, because as I said, were not made available as far as I was aware on the Royal Mint's website. But very, very nice. Okay then, let's move some of this out of the way. We've got some bigger boxes. So I got it. I like a fractional maple set. All 4 of these, because there are 4 on their way, I bought for a small margin over the silver content, so do with that information as you will. So we have got box number 1. So maples are a bit like the Canadian Britannias, popular sort of bullion coins. These aren't bullion though. Underneath here we've got the information. So fractional maple set, a bit like you can buy fractional Britannia sets. I imagine these are silver proof. I should be. No, I've been buying them when I see them. But no, they are lovely, lovely coins. So the 1 ounce tends to have a bit more of an interesting design. As you can see on this one, we've got a bit of rose gold around it, and a lovely prominent maple leaf. What year is this? Does it say on this side? Yeah, 2023. So a fairly recent one. Lovely portrait of the Queen. And of course, you've got this standard design, which is repeated on the rest of the coins in the set, obviously just reducing in size. So this is a 1 ounce, this is the ½ ounce, there's also a quarter, tenth and teeny tiny little 1/20th of an ounce, which is still twice as big as a 1/40th of an ounce gold coins, the gold coin that we looked at earlier. But yeah, I do love these fractional maple sets, and I cannot resist when I see a good deal on them. So that's fractional maple set number 1. Fractional maple set number 2, which is just coming up. Not my favourite design, but I couldn't help myself, and something's taken a bit of a bite out of the corner, which is a bit of a shame. But no, so there we have them. What year is this? 2020. I like the red on the 1 ounce, the red on the maple leaf. I'm not sure about that big plasticky gemmy thing. I'm not so sure on that. But no, if it was just the red, I think that would look lovely. Again, same portrait of the Queen, and the design, whoops, repeating in the same lower weights, so without the big plasticky gem thing. I don't know if I don't actually know what the red thing is. I should have had a little read of myself. Oh, a red Swarovski element. Take with that as you will. I just like the fractional maple sets. So that was what, year 2020. It's getting to the point where I'm going to have to start try and remember which years I have and haven't already got. Moving on. This one's kind of interesting. Different box. It is 2022. Fractional maple sets. Now, the difference on the 1 ounce, you can see on the big maple leaf there, there's a bit of texture to it, and I forget what the phrasing is. It was something diamonds, crushed diamonds, diamond glitter. Where is it? Large maple leaf is enhanced with diamond glitter in honor of the diamond diadem depicted. Which is the crown that the Queen is wearing, I believe. Ooh, focus. Oh, it doesn't like this. What's going on? Come on, there we go. All right, we're back. So different portrait of the Queen, but yeah, that sort of frosting finish, which again isn't repeated on the smaller ones, but the same design minus that bit. But I think it was kind of cool. I kind of want to touch it, but obviously you shouldn't touch it. Again, of course, the set from the 1 ounce down to the 1/20th of an ounce, which I think was lovely. But I've saved my favourite till last. My favourite one till last. I think this is very cool. I really like this one. So, what year is this? 2019. Have a look at that. Is that not just utterly gorgeous? The blue swirly whirliness of the water. I think that is very nice. And again, for the price I paid, an absolute bargain. Lovely stuff. Again, as the others, the design is repeated but without the colour on this one, but I still think it's a lovely coin, isn't it? Very, very nice. And again, a bit like those 1/40th ounces, to get it squashed down to that small of a design, I think is very, very neat. So yes, this is my favourite of the maple sets. I just love that blue. It's so pretty. Glorious stuff. Well, it's been an expensive couple of months, and it's going to continue to be a couple of expensive months because we know there's lots of coins still to come out that we're expecting releases of. But there we go. That's what I've been buying. Let me know in the comments what if you bought anything similar or if anything different. Let me know what your favourite purchase of the month was. My favourite, I think the Queen Mother 1 ounce is kind of intriguing. Good sort of secret squirrel coin, but that last maple set, it was very cool, wasn't it? But there we go. I'm sure there'll be people in the description. No, that's me in the description. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments who disagree, but I guess it's all subjective, isn't it? And it's good fun. I like collecting coins, having them in my collection, so I'm quite happy with them. But as I said, let me know in the comments what, if any of these that you've liked, if you've purchased or you've purchased something exciting, then let us all know and share with the group. As usual, links are in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to join me and other coin collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO Box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. All it leads me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.